Hey guys, welcome to another Stardew Valley video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to download mods again in 2023, so a more updated video. The way I like to do these mod tutorials is I go a little bit more in detail to help people who just don't understand and make sure not to rush through things. I'll also answer some questions at the end of the tutorial that a lot of people have or that commented on my previous tutorial. If this tutorial did help, leaving a comment letting me know that it did help you is awesome. I typically reply to all my comments and I love to know that I helped you guys. Without further ado, let's jump into how to download Stardew Valley mods. So first things first, go to nexus.com, and once we get here, basically this is the mod page. This is where you're going to be downloading all your mods. Make sure you make an account and log in. It is completely free. You don't have to pay for anything as long as you make a free account. Once you made an account and once you log in, just hit the Stardew Valley here or go right there. So once you're in this area, you can obviously explore all the mods that you want to download, but before you jump into it, you gotta download a couple things first, and you gotta do a couple things first to make sure that everything works correctly. I want to also mention this is a tutorial for Windows desktops and laptops and computers. Next thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to open up Steam and you're gonna want to download Stardew Valley. You want to make sure you install Stardew Valley before you download any mods. If you already have the game downloaded and installed, that's okay. If you don't, make sure you buy it and install it, and make sure you have it on Steam. I had a few people on my other video try and ask me how to download mods outside of Steam. The only way that you can get this game is three ways: Steam, Game Pass, and pirating. Pirating is stealing the game. I don't know how to do that through mods, and I don't really agree with that. It's a very cheap game, and one person took a lot of time to make this game. So now that you have the game installed, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run the game for the first time. If you already played the game before, that's okay, just run it real quick. So once your game's loaded up just like this, you don't have to go into your game or anything, you can just immediately exit, just like that. So now that you have the game installed and you ran it and everything, you want to go back to Nexus. So you're going to look up a thing called Smappy. Now what Smappy is this is basically, it's a mod client, I'm pretty sure. Basically what it allows it to do is it combines itself with Stardew, and it adds a program on it which allows the mods to get added to the game. It's basically like the mod holder. So that you absolutely need this. You can't really mod without this unless there's a different kind of client. So to download this mod, it's really simple. And when you download any mods, you're gonna want to go to requirements. Now this mod has no requirements. I know this says mods requiring this file. You can ignore all of this. Basically what this is this is mods here that require Smappy. All the mods, like this list is humongous because like I said, this is the client that allows you to add mods. So if you wanted to download any of these mods, you would need Smappy. It's also a good idea to read descriptions of mods. This one doesn't really have a description. I mean, it has some of it. But like mods that you download later, it's good to read the descriptions because some mods either don't get updated anymore, so you might not be able to use them, or something very specific in that description for that mod might say you might have to change a setting or some weird thing to make sure a bug isn't messing with your game at all. So just go to the files, go to the main file, and hit manual download. Do slow download. Fast download will cost money. You need premium, but slow download is free. Slow downloads are still really fast because they're not big files unless you download a really big mod. I should also mention that Nexus, this page, I know a lot of people might be worried about it. This page is completely safe. There's millions of mods on this website. It's very well known for a lot of modders. And as you can see, Smappy alone has 2.5 million downloads. So the next part might worry some people because it does get a little bit confusing, but I'm going to go really slow about it. So this is the process of downloading Smappy itself onto Steam/Stardew. So the first thing you're want to do is right click, hover over new, go to folder, and click. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to downloads, then you're gonna go to your downloads, and you're gonna look for the Smappy download you downloaded. Now, if yours doesn't have this book thing right here, which this is what the file looks like, this is called a zip file. If yours doesn't look like this, I highly recommend downloading this. Very well known. A lot of people use this. I'm talking like tens of millions of people. It's just to change the way zip files look and act. So the thing you're gonna download if yours don't look like that is called WinRAR, WinRAR. Then you just go up here, hit the top link, Then once it loads up, don't hit buy WinRAR or download WinRAR or anything like that. This is completely free. It's been a thing since, here, hold on, let me see what it said. And it's been a thing since 1995. So go here, go to the download tab right here, and then you're going to download the latest versions. Now, most computers that are somewhat new, or most computers in general, have the 64-bit. Some have 32-bit. I would double check just to make sure if yours is 64 or 32-bit. Just go to Google and look up how to check if your system is 32-bit or 64-bit. But most computers, including mine, have 64-bit. You just download it, ignore all this. This is completely safe, by the way. I have this downloaded on my computer, and so do many other people. Go to downloads, you just open it up, and then you hit install. Now, I'm not going to install it because I already have it installed, but I promise you it's completely safe, and it'll make your zip files look like this with the books. Now, back to actually installing the mods. So now that you have WinRAR installed, or if you already do, you're going to drag this into the folder that I had you make, and you're going to open it. Now, this is why I had you install WinRAR, because I heard about some people where this option didn't come up unless they had WinRAR. You're going to right-click with your mouse and hit extract here. Now, if you don't have WinRAR, I heard that some people, it didn't come up. So when you extract here, it basically extracts the files. So a zip file basically just holds folders and other files, but we need to get that folder out. We need that the thing inside of the folder, so you basically have to extract it out of the zip file. So you open that up, and this is how you install Smappy. Now, there's a few options. Mac, I'm not on that, and Windows, which is what we're on. So if you're on Windows, hit install on Windows. If you're on Mac, hit install on Mac. Now, this thing, it looks kind of scary, but it's okay. It's really simple. You're just going to come over here, and you're going to follow the instructions. It says, where do you want to add or remove Smappy? For this, you're going to want to hit 1 and enter. You don't have to do a custom game path. If it doesn't work for some reason, comment the problem it says, and I will help you figure it out, or you can just do a quick Google search and it should easily figure it out. You just type in 1 and then enter, and then it says, what do you want to do? You want to install Smappy, not obviously uninstall it because you don't even have it yet, so you're going to hit 1 and enter again. This is it downloading into your computer, and there you go. Smappy is installed. If you use Steam, which we're on Steam, or most people are, this is the next thing that you're going to want to do. For people on Steam, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to left click and copy all of this, all the way from that little symbol there, little like apostrophe, all the way to the % symbol. Now you're going to want to copy this. Now a lot of people, the way that they copy text is they right click and hit copy. You can't do it that way. You have to do it with a command, which is really simple. To copy this text, you have to hold Control and click C. That copies it. So once you do that and you copy it, you're good. Next, you're going to want to load back up Steam. Then you're going to hover over Stardew. You're going to right click it. You're going to go to Properties. And right here where it says Launch Options, this is the thing that this was telling you to do. Go to Launch Options. You're going to click here in the empty box. If there's something there, just delete it. Hold Control and then V to paste it. And all that should be pasted. And simple as that. And then you can hit X. And now you're done. You installed Smappy. You can delete this folder on your desktop. So next, you're on the part where you can actually install mods. There's a few mods that I highly recommend downloading right off the bat, because some of these mods are just mods that most other mods require already. So Content Patcher is a perfect example. You can just search it up here. It has 2.5 million downloads. This thing is required by a lot of mods. As you can see, all of these mods here require Content Patcher. So if you want to use any of these, let's say you wanted to use Pokemon buildings. They're kind of cute. As you can see under the requirements tab, you need Smappy and you need Content Patcher. And all of these mods require Content Patcher and Smappy. As always, check the requirements tab. As you can see, the only requirement for Content Patcher is Smappy, which we already installed Smappy. So if you ever see Smappy Stardew modding API under the requirements, don't try to download it again. It's just going to bring you right back to this page, which you already downloaded this into Steam and everything. But if there's any other requirements, make sure you download it. But seeing that's the only requirement, there really is no requirements because you already have that downloaded. So go to the files, go to manual download, slow download. So I'm going to download one more mod because you're not going to really be able to tell there's any mods installed because Content Patcher doesn't add anything to the game and Smappy doesn't add anything to the game because Content Patcher is just a patch that allows other mods to get put into the game, and Smappy is just the client to allow you to add mods. They don't add any content. So the one that I'm going to do is MTC Map Locations. This is a very, very popular mod. Has 1.8 million downloads. This basically just shows you where the villagers are at all times. Very helpful. So for this one, we're going to go see the requirements. As you can see, there is no requirements besides the Smappy Stardew modding API, which I said, that's already downloaded. We got that out of the way. And like I said earlier in the video, mods requiring this file, you can ignore this. You don't need to download any of those. So you just come here, hit manual download, download, slow download. I also recommend you guys only downloading 3 to 5 to maybe 6 mods at once, testing them out to make sure they all load into your game correctly, then go and download more if you want to do a lot of mods and have a big mod pack. Don't download 50 mods and throw them all together because some mods might not work with each other, or your computer just might freak out because there's so much getting added to the game at once. So here's another good mod that you might want to download. This is Bigger Backpack. So normally you can upgrade your backpack, I think 2 or 3 times to 36 slots or something. This one makes it so you can get 48 slots. Now this is a perfect example of one that has a requirement. So like I said before, you want to ignore mods requiring this file. You want to look under the Nexus requirements. Now the 2 ones that we have is Smappy Stardew modding API and Stardew hack. I don't have that downloaded. Now that I know I don't have that downloaded, you're going to open it up. You're going to check if there's any requirements for this. Okay, so general mod config. This one says it's optional. I'm not going to download it just for this case scenario. So go to the files, go to the downloads, main download, slow download. And while that's installing, I will download the original mod that I was trying to download, which is Bigger Backpacks. Go to manual, download, slow download, and let it do its thing. So now that we got a couple mods actually downloaded onto our computer, I'm going to show you how to actually download them into Stardew itself. So before you get it hasty and start downloading a bunch of mods, it's good to load up the game one more time without any mods and just Smappy to make sure it's all working correctly. So just hit play. It'll bring up that command prompt, the little black box I told you about. This is how you know things are correctly, and it'll load right in, or it should anyways. And just like that, you know that Smappy downloaded correctly. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do the same thing that you did earlier with Smappy. You're going to want to create a new folder. You're going to want to go to your downloads. You're going to want to grab all the zip files of the mods that you downloaded. You don't want the WinRAR one. So I downloaded 4 mods in total: Content Patcher, NPC Map Locations, Bigger Backpacks, and Stardew Hack, which was needed for Bigger Backpacks. I'm going to drag them all into the folder. You're going to highlight all of them by left-clicking and dragging, right-click, and hit extract here on all of them. And as you can see, these are all the mods in the file form. And you need them in the folder file form instead of the zip file to be able to install them into your game. So to actually install them into your game, now that you have them extracted, you're going to come over to Stardew Valley on Steam again. You're going to right-click, you're going to go to Manage, Browse Local Files, and it's going to bring up this whole thing, which is just like all the files and like everything in the game itself. So you're going to load up. This is where you can also see your saves as well. You're going to go to mods, and right here is where you're going to put those mods. So you're going to minimize Steam. You're going to come over, and you're going to drag all of the mods over that you've downloaded. You don't need the zip files in there. Now, what I like to do with these zip files is either delete them, or you can save them for later, because let's say you wanted to use 10 mods and you wanted to get rid of one, but you wanted to use it in the future. You can save it in a different folder. So name maybe a folder Stardew Valley mods and just throw the extra zip files in there, or you can just bring over the files over instead. I can show you what my current mod pack looks like. This is my current mods. I have 79 mods in here. So now we can load up the game and see if these mods are working correctly. You can check right here for errors to make sure the things are working. All things are fine. If there's red, there's a possible error. It might just tell you that the mod needs an update or whatever. If you can't read it because it went too fast, just minimize it and then just look at it and see what it says. So now that we're loaded up, so to show you these mods works, I'm gonna load up one of my older saves. This is my test mod one. So first we can open up the map, and you can see that, there you go, this is NPC map locations. It shows you where all the NPCs are and gives you information on where they are and everything, so you can find them easier. So if you need to trade with them, or I already bought the pack back, but you can clearly see here that I have more inventory spots than you normally would. So yeah, these two mods work perfectly and no problems whatsoever. So I'm gonna answer a couple questions that some people were asking in some of my old tutorials. The first one is, can you download mods in a current save? Yes and no. It depends. If you're downloading things that change the look of textures and like visual things, but don't actually change any gameplay kind of things, yes, you can download those, and it more than likely will not corrupt your save. And I also recommend copy your save file in case if it corrupts it, you can just delete that one. The next one is, can you download mods, use mods, and then remove them? Or can you remove mods from a current save? Yes and no, same situation. Some mods can be removed, some can't. So for a perfect example, Stardew Valley Expanded, very big mod that adds a lot of content. If you were to download that and get some items that were new items from that mod, and you had them in your chest or on your character or something, and you just deleted the mod, one of two things is going to happen. One, the items will just disappear. Two, your game will break, and it might glitch, but it'll still work. Or three, so technically three things, your game can get corrupted to save, and you won't be able to play that save anymore. You kind of just got to be careful. Any ones that change visuals or the looks of things, though, can easily be changed in and out. You more than likely will not corrupt your save by doing that, because it's just changing the way something looks, which is just a texture file, which can be changed and updated. Adding and removing new items into the game is a tad risky, but if you copy your save when you test it, you can test it and see if it works, and you should be fine. You can also download technically cheats. If you're having difficulty in the game, you can download cheat mods, give yourself items, and then get rid of that cheat mod if you really wanted to, because you're adding items that are currently in the game. So even if you remove that mod, it's not like you're removing the items, you're just removing the way that you were getting those items. But I believe that's everything that I really needed to explain. I may be forgetting something. If I do, I'll probably just throw a comment and pin it down in the comments. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, just leave a comment or go to the description and find one of my socials and message me. But yeah, if this tutorial helped you guys at all and you guys are finally getting your mods installed, a like and a comment would be really appreciated. I love responding to all of your comments. It's my favorite thing about doing YouTube. And if you really want to help me out, you can always subscribe to the channel. That really helps me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy your day. I hope you guys get your mods installed and have fun. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.